In this video, we will be studying about the measures to combat excess demand or the inflationary gap. See, your excess demand is a situation when your aggregate demand is more than your aggregate demand at full employment level. It is more from the full employment level. See, in this case, if there is more demand and there is full employment level, which means you have utilized your resources completely. And if your resources are utilized fully and there is full employment level, which means you cannot increase your output. So ultimately the pressure of demand goes to the price of the commodity. So the price of the commodity increases or the factors of production increases. This I have already told you. Again, we're taking a three sector economy where we have consumption plus investment expenditure plus government. See, I told you in the previous video that your consumption and investment expenditure are constant. These are the free forces of play of market forces. So only the government can help you to combat the inflationary gap. If your aggregate demand is more than the aggregate supply, which means your aggregate demand have to be reduced. So your aggregate demand can only be reduced if the government reduces its expenditure, right? So let's see this graphically. This was a situation, this is the graph I'm drawing in which I will show you the excess demand or the inflationary gap. This is your income, right? This is your aggregate demand at full employment level. Now, if your aggregate demand is more than your aggregate supply, which means your aggregate demand is more than your full employment level, in this case you do not get your equilibrium here because you cannot increase your supply because your resources are fully utilized. Ultimately, you get over here. So AB is a point increasing the price. So AB is a point of excess demand or inflationary gap, right? So your AD has a component of C plus I plus G, that is consumption expenditure, investment expenditure and the government expenditure. Now how the government combats this inflationary gap? Let's see this. If your aggregate demand is more than the aggregate supply, which means you are at this situation when your aggregate demand C plus I plus G, you are at E point when your aggregate demand is more than the full employment level. So in order to reduce your aggregate demand and come at the equilibrium of full employment level, your government expenditure has to be reduced. So your government expenditure will be reduced and thus it reduces your aggregate demand. So C plus I plus G. In this, in order to get the aggregate demand at full employment level, the government has reduced this expenditure. So the inflationary gap that was from here to here, this is an inflationary gap, it has been reduced due to the government has reduced its expenditure. So this is how the government in the three sector economy helps in to combat the inflationary gap. I hope you have completely understood this. Please download our Scholars Learning app and enjoy the learning experience with us.